If you are someone who does a lot of negative self talk, then this video is for you. If you are someone who thinks that I am not good enough, I am not beautiful enough, I am not smart enough, I can't do this, that's impossible for me, or you feel like nothing in your life is ever going right, so you feel that maybe you are a problem, maybe you are broken in some ways, maybe there is some fault, there is something missing in you which makes you feel like you are not normal, that other people have a normal life but you do not, that other people are so confident, so outgoing, so out there, but you're always stuck in your head thinking about all the worst case scenarios, always talking yourself out of things, sabotaging all your opportunities, always feeling like things won't work out for you, or feeling like you'll have to work so hard to get something done, that things do not come easy to you, that something is terribly wrong in you, then this video is for you. Welcome back to my channel, The Kriti Kapoor. Today we'll be talking about why we do negative self-talk and how we can overcome that. But before we go further, let me tell you, nothing is wrong with you. Everyone is flawed in their own ways. Just because other people are not talking about their problems or their struggles does not mean they don't have them. Most of the people overthink. Most of the people go through all these feelings that you also go through, I also go through. It's part of being a human being. So let's not feel that something is wrong with us when it's just us being humans, us trying to figure out this world for the first time, us coming with a lot of past baggage, a lot of trauma that shaped us into the person that we are today. And yes, this world is too competitive. It does feels like you'll be left behind because you have so many issues. But my darling, nothing that is meant for you will ever leave you, will ever go away from you or snatched from you, because it's meant for you and it will happen in its own timing. But what we need to learn in this entire journey is to start embracing who we are, start loving and accepting those rejected parts of us who other people also rejected, and eventually we also started rejecting and judging. So let's talk about this inner critic that lives in our head all the time, that too rent free. Whose voice is this? Is it your voice? Have you ever paused and thought about it? This inner critic that is always telling us, oh, you're not good enough, oh, you can't do this, oh, you are a loser, oh, you're such a fool, you're so stupid. All these dialogues. Do you think this is your voice, or do you think this sounds like a voice of a bully? Somebody who would love you won't talk to you like this, but somebody who judges you, who wants to manipulate you, who wants to harass you, who wants to punish you, that person will definitely talk to you like this because they know your power, because they know you are special and they don't want the entire world to see that. So what does a bully do? They attack you where it matters the most, where they know it will hit you. They attack your self-confidence, they attack your self-esteem, they attack your beliefs, they attack your dreams. They just want to destroy your power. They want to dim your light because honestly, it's too bright for them to handle. So yes, this inner critic is never your voice. It's probably the voice of all the people, maybe one, maybe two, maybe more, who used to talk to you like this when you were younger, who used to criticize you, compare you with other people, call you various names, make you feel so shitty and small and less about yourself. That is who your inner critic is. Sadly, for most of us, it is often a parent or a grandparent or even cousins, relatives, the people closest to us, even teachers who judge us for being imperfect, who expect us to behave in the most mature, adult way when we are just small children. You know, this inner critic harms you in so many ways, yet we cannot control this voice. It is always hovering around us, it is always making us doubt our own self. But there are two important ways in which this voice affects us. This inner critic affects us. First, it makes us doubt ourselves. It makes us fill up with such negativity. It makes us feel like we are not that good, not that worthy, not lovable enough, not worthy of anything good in life. So, it's a bully. Second, it is also a manipulator and it takes you away from your real strengths. Because when you're always doubting yourself, you do not believe in the good things about yourself. For example, let's say as a child, you were really good at drawing. You used to draw, sketch, paint. You were artistic, you were creative, you loved colors, you loved painting on a canvas. But hypothetically, let's imagine somebody from your surrounding pointed it out that maybe your drawing is not that good. Maybe it's not perfect. Oh, you colored outside the lines. Oh, that's not good enough. Look at my drawing, it's better than yours. Or, oh, this is such a waste of time. Go and study. So, this good quality of creativity, of being artistic, of expressing yourself through colors, paints, sketching, drawing, somehow takes a hit because now you feel judged. Now you feel criticized. Now you feel like you're not good enough. Before this bully or this critic came, you were enjoying enjoying the process. You are just being a child, enjoying being in awe of what you're creating, coloring outside the lines, doing whatever your heart guided you to do. But when somebody else came and told you that what you're doing is wrong, and at that time, since you were a child, you did not have a strong sense of self concept, you were not that confident, you were not that sure of who you are, you started believing this person, you started believing that bully. And the more such things kept happening, you started adapting this voice and you made it your own. Now that bully is not physically there anymore, hopefully, but that bully still lives here. He or she is still guiding your every move. He or she is still controlling you. So if you're watching this video and this resonates with you, then let's try to stop this inner critic from bullying us anymore. I'm gonna share one really cool and interesting technique which you can use to challenge your inner critic. It sounds so simple, but it's really effective. Give a name to your inner critic because this is not your voice. So it's not you talking, it's somebody else talking. So let's name this person so we can differentiate between who they are and who we are. Let's say I call my inner critic Chanel. Let's think Chanel is a person who lives in my head who's always bringing all this shit my way. So the next time when I notice her bringing her shit my way, I will call her out on her bullshit because she cannot do that to me anymore. So let's say I go to a party with my friends where all my friends are dressed up so well, and then my inner Chanel decides to come out and torture me, which would sound something like, you should have worn something else. Is that a dress? Such a tacky dress you're wearing. Look at her, she's looking so beautiful. You do not have any class. You can't even do makeup properly. I wonder what your boyfriend sees in you. You're not even good looking. You're fat. You're ugly. You don't deserve to be here. And when Chanel is doing her thing, which is to bully me, which is to make me feel small, I decide to stop her and not give her that power by facing her and telling her to shut her mouth. I mean, don't do it in the public because other people will think, oh, she's talking to herself. Maybe go to the washroom, take 2 minutes, and then just shut this person up. So I will face Chanel and tell her firmly that I have had enough of you. I know I'm not the most prettiest person here, but I can't let you talk so shitty about me. I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm confident. I know there are some flaws in me, but nobody is perfect. And you can't make me feel bad about myself. The first time you are going to face your inner Chanel, your inner critic, is going to be different. It might not be as easy for you as it would be for me. Or you can be so much more creative and just put her in her place in whatever way you want. The point of this exercise is to differentiate between your inner voice and your critic's inner voice, to name and shame this person and to not let them still bully and control you, to decide how you want to feel rather than letting someone else make you feel a certain way. So you can get creative and come up with your own names. It can be a Brian, it can be Miss Know-It-All, it can be the name of a person who actually bullied you, but make sure that that name does not triggers you, because if that name still triggers you, it can bring more memories up, it can bring more past wounds up, which we do not want. The whole point is to take our power back from this person and not stay stuck in the past. Comment down and tell me what's the name of your inner critic and what are the things that they continuously tell you, and what is something you really want to say to this person now. Looking forward to reading your comments and also hearing your first experience when you try this exercise. If you found this useful, do subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.